Alright, today, simple video, we have a ×2 event again for the Sacred Shards, and on the free-to-play account at least, those come pretty rare at the moment, so we're gonna pull the few that I have, and we're gonna try and get a new legendary here, if not then at least some nice epics maybe. I hope that I'm gonna get something useful. If you've been following the account ever since I started, you know that my luck so far has been pretty limited when it comes to Sacred Shard. I kinda made up for it in the ×2 Ancient event and got Minaya and Big Un, so those at least useful. But the only other legendary pull that I had thus far was Nocta, and yeah, not really a champion that really helped the account, so maybe we're gonna get a bit lucky today. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Alright, let's take a look. I got 3 shards right now, so let's jump straight in and get our first one. And hope that we're gonna get something useful today. Epics will do, by the way. If I get a decent epic, I assume well, actually, she's not too bad. Honestly, she's a fusion champ. If I remember correctly, she's actually a fusion champ that you need in order to fuse. Let me double check exactly. In order to fuse Tatsu, who you then can use to get Lady Mikage. So, not really what I was hoping for here, to be honest. This is not something that's going to help me. I'm not going to get her farther than 50, but I will definitely use her in order to get a little bit farther ahead to fuse Lady Mikage. It's not really a project that I started, if I'm honest with you, but that's something that at least is going to get me a step into the right direction. So, not too unhappy. Didn't really have that in mind, but hey, I'll take it. Let's see what else we're going to get, and maybe, please, just one good epic that brings me a little bit further in my content here, or another legendary. One of the two will do. But shot number 2. Another epic, and this time we get Visionary. So, Visionary, another one that is most likely not going to help me too much. We got a speed aura for dungeons, crit rate, crit damage. I mean, to be honest with you, the entire thing about crit rate and crit damage increase, we have a couple of champions that do that. It's not really all that helpful. Normally, you want to aim for 100% crit rate with your champions anyways, so this doesn't help you unless you're going up against somebody where you have a weak attack against the wrong affinity. The crit damage, that one's nice, but I think most of the guys that have one of these abilities give you both, and it always feels like a little bit of a waste if you're already running 100% crit rate on your champions anyways. Now, we have a decreased crit rate on the other side. We have decreased damage as well. It's not really something that I honestly played around with a whole lot. I suppose it can be useful in certain areas, specifically when you are trying to use a champion like this in Arena, which I, to be frank with you, never really would. But, yeah. So, generally speaking, not really someone that is going to get me really far. Not really a pull where I'm like, okay, this is going to be a huge asset for the account. Something to keep in the back. She's basically just going to guard my faction guardian at some point, and that's basically it. Well, no legendary for me from the looks of it. We get Skura Miss instead. So over here we have, at least for faction wars, something that is kind of useful. High Elves is also an area where I'm not that great just yet. Provoke is always a nice tool to play around with. We have that on a lot of champions of lots of rarities, being it like just rares or epics. But this is a pretty decent one. So you have Provoke, including a counter attack, pretty typical combo actually. Can also, of course, go in there with a few relics and play around that. Grave Wolf, similar concept. And we have on the A2 attack all enemies, a decreased attack that helps you in faction wars, helps you in dungeons. So that's not too shabby. And then on level 1 we have essentially a stun. So I'm going to use him for faction wars. I think I'm going to get him to 50. Not something that I will push farther right now. I actually waited with some of the chickens, some of the upgrades that I have. I'm probably going to get Big Un to 60 now. I have my Minaya now at 60. Big Un is going to be the next one. My monster's obviously still floating around. But when it comes just to the stun capabilities, Big Un is doing a similar job here, and he's going to help me more just overall. But I have a couple of epics that I still wanted to upgrade too, but I waited because I still had high hopes that maybe today, you know, I'm going to get another legendary. Now, unfortunately, that hasn't really worked out, so it's a bit of a short one. We got 3 epics, no real advancements to the account. Helps us a bit with fusing Lady Mikage in the long run, obviously, so that's good, but not much else. Now, in the near future, videos are going to focus a little bit more also on all of the cool stuff that we are getting with the new code for signing up. I know that a lot of people have already started new accounts because of that, and I can absolutely understand that. I'm actually pretty close to thinking about creating a new account myself because I want to have some of those champions. But I will also do a few more hero spotlights just to give you guys some ideas of how to build certain champions, and we will most likely also have a few additional account takeovers. And in that context, I might also revisit some topics that are already addressed and try to just sharpen them up a little bit, because I still run into a lot of people that have some fundamental problems when we're talking about building champions and just getting the most out of the lineup that they're running. But more about that soon. For now, we're done with this. I hope you got a little bit more lucky than me with the legendary pull. So how was the RNG for everybody? Somebody got some good champions here, or did everybody end up just pulling a couple of epics instead? Let me know in the comments and hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. Thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.